Thank you. Hello. Since my senior project is called Giving Back to the Motherland, I thought I'd say a little bit more about my connection to my motherland. So I was born and I grew up in the Philippines, and both of my parents were both artists and activists. And at that time, when I was still young, they were fighting against this mining company that were about to come into our island of Mindoro and basically displace a lot of indigenous people and destroy the main waterways of our island. Um, but my parents were there helping organize people to stop the mining company from coming in. And they always brought along their children and made sure that we were exposed to the realities that we're surrounded with. So they made sure that we are participating in the things that are happening around us as well. Unfortunately, the kind of work that they were doing was very, very dangerous, and at one point their lives and our lives were threatened, and we were forced to move twice from what we called our home, and we moved to Manila, and then we moved to the Netherlands and became political refugees. Um, Fast forward 9 years later, I find myself in COA, faced with this great opportunity to find something where I can focus all my time and energy on, and it's called the Senior Project. And I really wanted to do something that would really connect me back to my motherland, to my roots. So I chose to do something with an indigenous group called the Talaingod Manobos. And the Talaingod Manobos are one of the many, many indigenous groups in the Philippines, and they live around the Pantaron mountain range, which is one of the last remaining rainforests and watersheds in the south of the Philippines. And the Talaingod Manobos have a very, very rich history of resistance in protecting that area. Back in 1994, there was a big mining company a logging company that came in and destroyed 19,000 hectares of their land. And at one point, they decided that they really needed to go. So they waged a tribal warfare against them, and they were able to win and stop the company from destroying even more of their land. Many decades later, they realized that their children also need to learn the importance of their history, their culture, and their ancestral land, how important their land is to them. So they realized that they need to have schools that would teach their children that. So they started building schools. Right now, there's about 30 schools, more than 30 schools around that area, all teaching the history and the value of the ancestral land to their children. And these schools were built by the Talaingod Manobos themselves. So I really wanted to see that, and I really wanted to learn about their struggle because it seems very similar from what I experienced. And especially, what I really wanted to do was to document it and to bring those stories to people who are not able to go to the Philippines and see that for themselves. So I've also been doing a lot of filmmaking, so I decided to do a documentary about this. But before I went there, I also thought about it, and really did not want to be there as an observer. I did not want to be there just sitting in a corner and watching what everyone's doing. I really wanted to understand what they were going through. So I decided that for 1 month, I will put down my camera, and I just started living with them. I went to many different communities. I lived with them. I lived in their houses. I walked for 9 hours at a time sometimes to go to many different communities. I ate what they ate, even if sometimes it means just eating plain rice for a couple of days. And it really taught me how important their land is to them and how important the schools are as well in keeping that land and keeping their communities together. So eventually, after that 1 whole month, I decided to pick up my camera once again and start interviewing people. And a lot of very, very rich stories came about. People were very honest and very personal, and it became a two-way conversation as well, and everyone was asking me how life was over here and how I'm going to tell their stories. So I'm going to show you a short 2-minute clip of a trailer for my documentary. So here we go.
Pinaagi sa edukasyon ang mga lumad, nakabalo sila kung unsaon ang pagdipinsa or unsay mga hinungdan kung nganong dipinsahan ang yutang kabilin.
Ito kasing komunidad nila, ang kanilang environment, yun yung naging curriculum namin.
Kung na ako'y makatunan, makatudlo pod ko sa mga bata nga pareha na ako nga manubo.
Wa man pud lain amo ang gipangandoy kay amo ang gipangandoy. Kinira ang yuta. Kung mawala ang nang yuta, asa man pud mo magkan padulong.
Paminagaw, paminagaw, kadumakun manubo. Paminagaw, paminagaw, kaduman kun manubo. Kanta nagsuman-sumanan katotoo, nasugilanon. Dongan no panahon, maroyo pagpo, to kabuyag-yagan. Diyo to patag, apantik aagaw. Langyaw manakop, doon kasabot din no. Ano nang Pilipino, ipansol pigtonos. Diyo to hilit, to kapulpu walasan. Kakantan naman, pigdaog-daog. Bayaran kit kalsada, way salapi. Kay doon katuyuan kanta. Paminagaw, paminagaw, kaduman kun manubo. Kanta nagsuman-sumanan katotoo, nasugilanon.
So I ended up calling it Pangandoy, which means dreams or aspirations in the Bisaya language. And I really believe in the power of video because it brings the stories for, like, it's very visual, you hear the sounds, and it brings the stories to people who might never see it in any other ways. And it's actually pretty hard for me to be here right now because I know that the schools are under attack at this very moment and is being threatened to be closed down. But it's very humbling to know that they are using my video to help in their campaign to stop that. Although it's hard for me to be here, I always think about this moment when I was about to leave the community and everyone came together. We were dancing and the children were doing skits and songs. And one of the community leaders came up and spoke to the community and myself. And he told me that, so you came here so that our stories can be told to many other outside our communities. We don't have much, but what we can give you to take home is the strength of our struggle. And then he addressed the rest of the community. With so many people behind us, it is thus our responsibility to keep strengthening our struggle and to never give up. And for me, when he said it, I realized that for me, that's what solidarity meant. And that I know that wherever I end up, whether I'm working with Filipino migrants in California or with high school youth, that whatever me and my community, whatever struggle that we face, and whatever we all face here, especially for the seniors here are about to go in our many different ways, in whatever struggle that we face, that we know that there are many other people who are also facing struggles and are fighting, and that we all can get strength from that struggle. So I learned this phrase when I was there, Dugang Kadasig, which means more power, more strength in your struggle, and I'd like to end this presentation with that. Dugang Kadasig to everyone. Thank you. Any questions? So next, I'm probably going to be in Long Beach, California, and I'll be working with Filipino migrants like myself in helping them with labor issues or immigration issues, and just organizing and hoping that the community would be stronger and have a stronger voice in that area. So, but in the long term, I'm really hoping to move back there and hopefully teach as well in one of the schools. Thank you.